Ravens fall to the Pittsburgh Steelers 17-10 in the regular season finale. Tyler Jones here with you to recap it all here on this edition of Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. Thanks for joining us. I got to tell you, I know the Ravens lose, but I'm not mad about it. This Ravens team didn't play a lot of their starters, and they held their own. It was a competitive game. They were tied at one point in the second half with Pittsburgh here. I can live with this performance. I think there was a lot of good to take away. And at the end of the day, this Ravens team has bigger goals than winning a Week 18 game with your second teamers against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Eyes are still on the prize of going out there and trying to win a Super Bowl title. And this loss doesn't change the expectations. It doesn't change the momentum. You're still going in to the divisional round after basically 2 weeks off for your starters, where you were on a roll, had a lot of momentum, playing some really good football. Today didn't change that. And I look at the numbers here. Tyler Huntley, 15 of 28, 146 yards and a touchdown. It wasn't necessarily his day. Gus Edwards led the team in rushing, 10 carries, 48 yards. He did have a costly fumble in the second half. Also, Melvin Gordon had another fumble. Imagine that. He'll be unemployed here in a few hours. Dalvin Cook, thankfully, should be activated for the playoff game here in a couple of weeks. Nelson Agholor getting involved. Not a bad day from him. He's had a very good season, I felt, for what the Ravens had paid for. Isaiah Likely was solid as well. He had a big touchdown grab. Again, has played very well in every single game since the Mark Andrews injury. Mason Rudolph, 18 of 20. You really let him do what he wanted for the most part. The real issue was the run defense. He gave up 112 yards to Najee Harris, who's not that great. But at the end of the day, I'm not losing sleep over this loss. You move on, go from here, get ready for playoff time. Injury news, a couple things. Geno Stone with a knee, Del'Shawn Phillips with a shoulder, Brent Urban with concussion. But speaking to the media afterwards, Ravens head coach John Harbaugh did not sound overly concerned. He felt like that everybody, when it comes playoff time, here in a couple of weeks, after the bye week, when you go to the divisional round, and with not playing in the wild card, that's essentially a win for the Ravens. That once they do get back on the football field, this team is going to be pretty close to 100% healthy, that they're going to be in great shape, and that's the most important thing. And that's why you didn't play guys like Lamar and others today, was to keep them healthy. So the Ravens come out of this game in pretty decent shape. What is your one-word reaction to the Ravens' performance against the Steelers? My one word is meh. Okay. I mean, you didn't get embarrassed, and you move on to the playoffs, and you're still in good shape health-wise. I can live with what I saw today. Give me your one-word reaction. Our pinned comment today. Weigh in. Tell us what you think in the comment section below. All right, let's run through some team stats here. We mentioned Deontay Johnson had a big day for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was a problem. 4 catches, 89 yards. Had a huge touchdown there in the second half. But other than that, everyone else was kind of contained for the most part. For the Ravens, we mentioned Likely with that touchdown, 2 catches, 31 yards. Agholor, solid again, 5 catches, 39 yards. Justice Hill, 3 catches, 26 yards. Good job in the receiving game for those guys to get involved there. And that's going to be the theme, I think, when you look at this Ravens team through this playoff run, is how are you going to stop these guys when there's so many guys to defend? Whether it's the run game and getting Dalvin Cook a part of the equation now, the receiving game, and Lamar calling the shots, the MVP here. The Ravens are in great shape. Folks, need to make sure you subscribe to Ravens Rundown as we're bringing you daily Ravens coverage. I know that the Ravens don't play next week, but you better believe that we're going to be all over it here on the channel over the next couple of weeks leading to that playoff game. We'll have our daily videos, have our live shows, Q&A mailbags, all sorts of stuff. Subscribe now. Help us get to our next milestone, 15,000 subscribers. I want to get there, but we need your help. Sum it up for playoff dubs. Join the family. You'll be glad you did. All right, let's look at the team stats now for both sides here. The Ravens held to 224 yards compared to 289 from Pittsburgh. 13 first downs, gave up 16 first downs. Really struggled on third down offensively today, 4 of 13. Meanwhile, the Steelers were 6 of 15 penalties. I think that's a positive, is that you didn't get penalized a ton today. 3 of 26. Pittsburgh 4 of 25. But one thing that was uncharacteristic of this Ravens team was the time of possession. The Steelers controlled the football for the most part, basically 35 minutes to 25 minutes. That was a big deal, especially in a game that required ball control football with the rain and all that. The Steelers really managed the football there. Steelers offense turned the football over twice in this game. 2 fumbles as that rain was just pouring, and it was so hard for these guys to hold on to the football. But while the Ravens defense, I think, did their part, they played good enough to win with forcing the 2 turnovers and holding the Steelers to 17 points. The Ravens offense just kind of made some mistakes. The 2 fumbles, one from Melvin, one from Gus Edwards. And I think the rain was a big part of the reason why that was. The run game over 100 yards, pass game could have been more effective. I'll say this, no offense to Tyler Huntley, but I think today was pretty obvious that the Ravens, when we get to next offseason, need to upgrade the backup quarterback position. Tyler Huntley just can't make all the throws. This offense just can't get into that rhythm. I know people have called him, Walmart brand, great value brand, Lamar Jackson, but I think that's an insult to Lamar Jackson. We heard in the offseason Todd Monken wasn't the biggest fan of Tyler Huntley, that they were really wanting to push Josh Johnson to win that job. Ultimately, didn't work out. I think that's one big takeaway from today is you've learned that it is time to go find a different backup quarterback next year. Who was the Ravens MVP against the Steelers? Who comes to mind? Who was that guy? Let us know in the comments section who you believe the MVP was in today's performance. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time, the place to go for the best tickets for the lowest prices guaranteed. Sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more. Don't mess with those shady scalpers. Keep it with Game Time. Whether you're looking for tickets to playoff games, maybe you want to make sure you get your tickets to local events. Maybe you want to go on down to D.C. and go see the Wizards. Here's what you do. Pick the event you want to go to. Then you pick your seat. You get to see if you like that seat or not. You're checking out, getting your tickets in a matter of moments, whether it's Apple Pay, Google Pay, very easy to use with Game Time. Download today, $20 off with the promo code RavensChat. Link is going in the comments and description of today's video. Check it out. Download Game Time today. Terms and conditions do apply. $20 off, promo code RavensChat. Couple of notes. Huntley, 15 of 28, 146 yards, and a touchdown. It's just clear. Tyler Huntley's not the passer the Ravens need to be their backup quarterback. And I sure hope that Lamar does not get hurt for a number of reasons. One of those, I don't want Tyler Huntley running this offense. Gus Edwards, 10 carries, 48 yards, had that 29-yard run, had the fumble. Very intrigued to see what this running game looks like when Dalvin Cook gets added to the equation here in the coming days, what he'll mean and kind of mix it up because they're missing kind of that power, that speed, change of pace back that they had in Keaton Mitchell. We'll see if Dalvin Cook does that. And Nelson Agholor, this has been the theme of Nelson Agholor's season, is that he just kind of shows up, right? That you never know when he's going to have that really solid game, that he could be a difference maker. And today, Nelson Agholor held his own. I loved what I saw from Nelson Agholor, and he's going to be a nice piece for this Ravens team still in the playoffs as your number 3, 4 receiver, whatever that may be. What's your confidence level with this Ravens team, with the playoffs ahead, how this team looks right now? I'm feeling very confident. I'm feeling as confident as ever the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going 8 or 9 right now. What's your confidence level at? Tell me in the comments section how you feel. Folks, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's going to be a lot of fun covering this playoff run for your Baltimore Ravens. No one else will be on it like we will here on Ravens Rundown. Subscribe now for free. We'll see you next time.